gaseous emissions from dairy cattle excreta using lipids?
So basically we started in Miss Reese's class. She presented us with the science fair project, and since I live on a dairy farm, I really wanted to do something with the dairy industry, helping it in with the EPA regulations, which are a big problem for dairy farmers now. And these are based on greenhouse gas emissions released from the dairy cattle. So this led us to research online on different experiments conducted, and we found some experiments out of Canada that showed that actually feeding feed additives to different feed mixtures could reduce the amount of greenhouse gases and volatile organic compounds released from the dairy cattle fecal matter, and this then hurts the ozone layer and all that stuff. So we found that vegetable oil and canola oil and different types of, they're called lipids or fats, can be used to reduce these. So we decided to test some of the cattle on my dairy with, our first study was kind of a pilot study. We used vegetable oil and canola oil, and then we had a control, and we found 60 to 70% reductions in the amount of gaseous emissions produced. And this was from the way we tested it was we had test tubes, and we would collect the fecal matter that was fed to them for 2 weeks, the two treatment groups and the control. So we would place the fecal matter in the test tube and place a balloon over the test tube and place a space here next to it to hasten the chemical processes. And then these hastening of the chemical processes would then collect in the balloon, and the balloon would inflate. So when the balloon's inflated, the way we would measure it is with the tape measure on the balloon, and that would show how much gas that was actually emitted from the cattle. And this pilot study was our first initial study that won us first at the state competition in Fresno, California.
So then after our state project, it led us to want to do more research in the area. So we spoke with some grad students from UC Davis, and they taught us about the chemical processes like biohydrogenation, which is the removal of excess hydrogen from the anaerobic environment of the rumen. And that basically kills the feed source for the methanogens inside the cow, and it takes away their feed source, and they can't produce the gases anymore. So this led us to find a new feed source, which instead of feeding it to the cows, we actually just mixed it in the test tube with the cattle fecal matter and urine, and then we collected it in the balloon and measured it the same way. And then this took us to the national competition where we gave our speech to a panel of judges against the other 23 competitors, and that's when we got second place.
So basically our main reason was to find a proactive and cost-effective solution, and the feed additive in our second experiment was actually a yellow grease used on some dairies. It's a used restaurant oil, and this is cost-effective to add to the feed, and it still had the same results as the vegetable oil, and it was cost-effective for the feed. We ran it through a dairy nutritionist. He ran a program, and it worked. So that's basically it. Thank you.
Any comments?
Yeah, I had a couple questions.
Go ahead.
This concept of biohydrogenation, could you explain that a little further and actually define it, and then tell us again how that was part of your...
Actually, that's
I have a comment. I just want to say congratulations once again to Dillon and Anthony. You guys did a great job. I mean, I remember when I was in FFA and I had my project and I did on bananas. It was simplistic and easy, and you guys went very complex and very deserving of the award. Very nice job.
Thank you.
Have you guys had gone and spoken to any industry experts in regards to like the dairy council or anything like that?
The only person we really talked to was some grad students under Professor Frank Mitloner at UC Davis. He's a specialist on environmental control on dairy cattle and such. And we also spoke to Ray Hinders. He's a dairy nutritionist, Ray Hinders, and he's the one who gave us this diet plan for the cost-effective solution.
I thought you meant maybe industry, like going to different industry now and presenting.
My dad.
No, but no, I think it would be great if you went to Farm Bureau and.
Yeah, I think the potential to have an impact, because this is a huge issue, the potential to have an impact would be very beneficial. I know it's a very good study. Something you should look into.
What about using our recycled oil in our program?
There you
We
go.
don't know what to do with that.
There you